Hello and welcome to the year 2020, the 60th year of hunting at the Sand River Hilton property, Kuss Family Trust. I'm just on my way here, headed towards St. Joe, and Friday before hunting. Today is the 6th of November 2020, and we have weather like summer. It's in the 70s. Right now it's 66 degrees. It's going to be 77 this afternoon. And in fact, the whole weekends, this first weekend's predicted to be 50s and better, probably 60 to 70 based on the pattern we've had of recent. A little over a week ago, maybe 2 weeks now, we had 6 inches of snow. It pretty crazy. But anyways, hunting this year, beautiful sunshine. So 2020 has been anything but a normal year. It started off with Jermayne, my lovely bride's 2 parents passed away within 10 days of each other, and soon after that COVID-19 began crippling the world, and also certainly here in the United States we have almost 250,000 people that have died. And to throw into the toss, we have an election year where President Trump is going against Biden, a past vice president, and the election so tight that, and again, because of COVID, there were literally millions of mail-in votes, which made lots of sense, a whole lot safer. That's what I did. That's what Jermayne did. Anyways, those votes have to be tallied, and some states had restrictions that they couldn't start counting those mail-ins until election day. So anyways, it appears though at this moment, literally this moment, that Biden will persevere and become our next president. However, Trump, who's the most unpredictable, I have difficulty finding words to even begin to describe him in terms of his style as president, of one of which I have firmly disliked. But that being said, anyways, who knows what he'll come up with to challenge the results of this upcoming election. So now we're headed into our 60th year of hunting, and let's hope it's going to be a good one. Another new change in 2020 is the addition of 40 acres of property to the Kuss Family Trust. Earlier this fall, the property that normally I've hunted on, Hatchet Ridge, went up for sale again. It had been up for sale 3 years ago, and folks started buying land all around that quarter. So Jermayne and I went to the property auction. Todd was there too, and we ended up purchasing the 40 acres, which would be northeast of our furthest northeast 40, and it includes a 1/4 mile of Partridge Creek. And so now we can hunt that, and it has been donated by Jermayne and me to the Kuss Family Trust. So the total property now is 200 acres, and looking forward to hunting that property. Jermayne and I have been up there a number of times. We actually built a bridge across the Partridge, and so some new excitement. Look forward to building some other stands on the property in the past that we haven't touched because, of course, it was tax forfeited. We didn't own it. So that's some new opportunity on this 60th year of hunting. Oh, and one more thing, if that isn't enough to look forward to, Arla and Lori will be up Saturday of opener, and it is Arla's wishes to take Daune's remains, he was cremated, and to have those spread underneath his stand on Papa Don's Ridge. So that'll happen midday Saturday, and look forward to commemorating Dad, remembering Dad, and certainly the many stories and the gifts that he gave us relative that we would even be a part of this hunting process. So look forward to seeing Mom and Lori and spreading Dad's ashes. As a side note, it was interesting that the 40 to the north of the one we purchased was also up for sale, and at the auction a gentleman who owns major sod company up in Duluth purchased it for the asking price. And then the property that we bought, Hatchet Ridge, went up for sale, and he ended up bidding against me and raised the price another $1,200, but in the end backed off and actually introduced himself. And so he owns property up towards Carlson, further to the north. He owns another 80 that's on the east side of the Partridge, and then he's hoping to join up with that, of course, just north of us, the 40 to the north of us. And so that's just an interesting twist on another Sand River hunting story. And a note relative to who we're expected to have hunt this year. On the bummer side, Jeremy won't be with us. He actually suffered some broken bones in unloading some equipment. That just happened a week and a half ago, so certainly want to wish him good health and speedy recovery. Also, Ryan Thomas has moved to Arizona, so we won't be seeing him. Not sure about Landry. Landry's going to the University of Minnesota and wasn't sure whether or not he'd be able to break away. We will see Jason. Jason has chosen to join us, and so let me go through the group here. It'll be myself, Todd, possibly Landry. We'll shift gears to Jerry Lee, and Jerry will have Cory, Joshua, and Chelsea, and then we'll have Jason and Sam there as well. So I think that's about everybody I'm thinking of. And Jermayne is talking about joining me Sunday afternoon, and we'll hunt into Monday and maybe even Tuesday, depending on weather conditions and how successful we are in the hunt. Of course, last year, opening day, once again, we shot 0, and it wasn't until Sunday evening of that opening weekend that I shot a small buck, and then 2 weekends later, Todd shot a doe. So let's hope we have better luck to begin with this year.
Oh God!
He's the Horus.
Trying to get along, guys.
He's the Horus.
How about you cook tomorrow?
Ooh, wow. Okay, well, we talked about steaks. I'll provide the steaks. You make the steaks.
No.
Josh is You're such a dick.
You can cook them.
You're a dick.
You're on
Wait
your
a minute,
own.
you said you provide ribeyes?
Yeah,
Steaks.
fuck yeah. Let's do it.
We'll cook them.
Fuck yeah.
Well, I'll figure out a way to cook.
All right.
Your
Yeah,
ribeye.
essentially, you guys
Hunters
got
meeting.
Hunters
meeting.
You're
gonna get quicker, everyone.
eat right there, yeah.
You shut up. Hunters meeting.
You shut up. You're not helping.
Believe hey, no, dude, quiet down, Vice President. So
Your report comes in 10 minutes.
At least
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Give me that respect. That's
Oh, that was great.
all right. Hunters, man.
Okay.
So we have X amount of people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
8.
7, 8.
Thank you.
That's the highest he's ever done. It's
Holy
not good with
shit.
numbers.
Apparently the treasurer.
And
Oh my God.
I thought he quit at 6.
Oh God. He knows 8.
Who's
Who
going
will
where?
go where tomorrow?
Where's the hat?
Yes.
Because it ties into organized strategery and safety.
Right.
God bless that. Because there is no excuse for safety.
What?
Yeah, Josh. He's looking at you. I don't know. He's looking
I
at
don't
you.
follow.
He's looking at you.
Oh,
No
lack of
excuses.
safety.
But that's
Yeah, Vice
No excuse for
President.
lack of safety,
No
Vice
excuse for
President.
lack of safety.
I don't need a bunch of bullshitty ass
Grammatical.
side comment. So who?
Grammatical.
Jerry's like, I'm
We're
done
starting
with
with Duane,
No.
the most senior fellow
Oh.
Duane.
That's a nice way
Wow,
to put it.
that's a new way
Senior
to
fellow.
put it. And a new way to start.
You're going to where? Are you awake?
Are you alive? Hello?
Somebody has a stroke.
Hey, I think he's dead yet.
But
Well, if he's dead, I guess it goes to the next movie.
Bloody hell!
not quite dead yet.
Not
quite dead yet.
I feel better.
He's not dead yet.
Well, I do have.
Oh shit, he's alive.
Oh,
Hold on, listen up.
Elder speaks!
The Hunter meeting says silent.
I intend to use
Live tomorrow.
the new Hatchet East.
Dun, dun, dun.
Did anyone? Yeah.
All right, thank you.
A shrubbery.
I am Jacob the Sugar.
Not too big, not too small.
East. Got it. TJ, you're next.
Am I next?
Yeah.
Yes.
Next.
Why am I next?
Because
We're the next oldest.
Second. Yeah.
elder.
Okay.
You're in seniority.
Oh, second
damn it.
old guy.
I'm gonna go.
Second old guy.
Pull my finger.
I dare you.
I'm gonna go to Johnny's, which now we hung a big metal stand to see for miles.
Johnny's, is that what he said?
Johnny's
Or
high
Yeah, Johnny's high.
High ground run.
high or low?
Hi.
Is that okay for everybody?
Yes.
Of course.
I know where that is, but I don't know the
Okay,
new one.
next, Jerry.
I didn't see
Next
it either.
old guy.
All right, old guy 3.
He'd just like to sleep in tomorrow.
Old guy.
It was not.
I'm sorry. Oh shit.
I did bring that up today. Actually. I did bring that up today. Someone talked to me about sleeping in Oakland.
Don't
and I
act
brought
like
it up
you're
as a
mad.
story.
Dickhead.
Don't act like
No.
It's so fair.
You've done it. I
It's
brought it up
unfair.
as a story today to a coworker.
I'm the only one that ever had the balls to do it. I'm sleeping in. Dawn says, "Aren't you hunting?" I'm going, I'm on vacation, man.
I'm sleeping in. That's fantastic.
Exactly right. I
Out
said,
of my
Jerry,
face.
we're gonna go out. Well, I am hunting.
I am.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I am hunting.
F you guys.
I'm going back to
F
sleep.
you guys.
I'm not at work. I'm not at home.
Yeah, no,
I'm
amen.
on
Therefore,
vacation.
hunting.
Amen. Amen.
This is vacation. for me.
Therefore, still hunting.
Still hunting.
Amen.
You don't even have to be in the stand. Still hunting.
Hunting.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So yes, as eloquent as my brother said, I was hunting even though I was sleeping in the bed.
So are you hunting from
That
your bed
roll
tomorrow?
rhymed as in the Grinch. or such by cinch.
As you said.
We shall say, I'm not sure which way.
No.
Which way I go, I do not know.
Wow, this is incredible.
If I'm able,
Somebody ring a bell.
Yeah,
I'll
shit.
string this cable.
No.
Oh,
Which way I
wow.
went.
Bulldogs, go.
What a
What you said?
lyricist.
Ooh, Edgar Allan.
Do you not know?
I did not
Which
know.
way I go?
Bulldogs,
Whoa.
Oh.
I don't know.
Some
I
He will
cannot
not go
say
there. He will not go here.
to which way.
Holy shit, listen to him skit.
Well,
Damn,
you
this
know
is
the
hard.
Seuss.
You shall not hunt.
Nah.
You shall not hunt.
He was
And
very aloof.
Cut the shit and get to the split.
Well, I shall split the slit and go. No, I'm going to. I would be, if you all would enable me, I'd be honored to hunt at Papa Don's North.
Oh yeah.
Iron Stand.
Cool.
Okay, interjection here. Thank you. Perfect. Perfect answer.
I hesitated for 10
Hunter
seconds. with really good shit.
speeding. There is a stop time at 10:30 because Arla
Yes,
and Lori
but that's for us.
are
That's
arriving.
us.
That's
So,
not us.
and
That's not us though. That's
That's
you guys,
us,
right?
Todd.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Is it Saturday or
Just
Sunday?
so, but all of
Yeah,
us
Saturday
know
or
what's
Sunday.
going on. So Jerry and
11 o'clock.
Duane and I and Lori
Saturday?
and Arla will be here, and so
Saturday?
if you get called upon for
Make sure
you know ATV ride or whatever, so we'll get that figured out. But just so that everyone knows
Yeah,
that
just
is
call.
happening as a priority.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah,
And then
tomorrow,
next, so
information
Jerry is on Dawn's North.
Yes,
We're throwing
You won't have to move far.
Do it already.
I'll have to come back in and give Arla a ride.
Todd, where did you say you're going?
I'm down to Johnny's High Ground.
Okay, hi.
Okay, Jason.
Okay. Is there a pass or a request for recommendation in this game of
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's no.
Yeah, we
There's
get
no
a recommendation.
I have no
Cialis
clue what stands are where anymore.
Hey, Cialis is a really good spot. I would go there.
Cialis?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, really
You're
good.
so full of
Really good.
bullshit.
Shut the
Cialis.
I leave for a decade and I just get all these new fucking names.
Yeah, no, you aren't going to Cialis.
Don't go to Cialis. I'm just fucking with you.
I think.
Yeah, don't go to Cialis.
I think
Nobody wants to go there.
anything that's
Well, like I talked with my brother, let's make sure it's structurally sound.
I'm gonna say anything that's less than 2 feet off the ground.
Yeah. So you can go to slash file.
Anywhere.
Asgard.
It's
You're going to
disclaimer.
Asgard.
I will choose.
We do not claim liability for any of our stands built.
So I need
BFU,
to
right?
start. Do you have the disclosure?
Asgard.
Big,
Listen,
big middle. Go
Yeah.
big middle. It's fantastic. I mean, in terms of structurally sound.
Yeah.
Poachers is really good
There's some
too.
good ones.
You could go to Poachers
You
too.
could? Yes. Actually, yes, tomorrow you could.
Oh,
There's no
Poachers
ice.
is
Yeah, there's no ice.
good
Yeah, you'll
stand
be just
too.
fine.
Right.
And actually, I
one you
like
said
Poachers
fine.
because I think you're more in the open than Big
Yeah.
Middle.
You just have to get out there, but if you got a wheeler, you're good.
I do.
So
Perfect. You're good. You can
matter
do
of
Poachers.
him finding it.
Finding
Do you
it.
know where it's at?
He can.
The old days, yeah,
Yeah.
but
Go to
getting there
IKEA.
now,
Go out.
No,
find Big
I say
Middle.
I've been
he
to
goes
IKEA,
the
it's in
clearing
Bloomington.
and Goes across.
You guys can mash that up.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're
Well,
not
so
gonna be
poachers.
building a stand.
You want
Poachers?
to Poachers?
It's all right.
Well,
Then I'll sit at IKEA because I'll hear for the first 2 hours of the fucking.
Well, how don't
You know what?
Why don't you guys?
By the
'cause
way,
you need
Sam,
a ride.
I have chains in the front end too, so when I hit a bump, it goes. So you hear that too.
all the down
Yeah.
trees. You just hear.
It's pretty interesting. Yeah.
Listen,
I'll scare all the shit up so you can shoot it.
Oh my god. Yeah, I could get them out there and then hunt IKEA.
You should go out there probably half hour before me.
Well,
Or an hour.
I'll just pull a Jerry and sleep in.
be our drive.
Let's
He's
let
our
that
drive.
fish
Just
fly.
walking
Shall we?
chains going
Just
all the way
saying.
down the property. You would get everything.
For the
to
love
move,
of God.
Just go out to the landing and back like 45 times for us. You can carry you right out.
Constant run, just dragging chains.
Yeah. You know, whatever. I mean, whatever stirs up the deer. That works for me.
This is gonna be
Right.
Hunter's meeting.
Yeah.
I am formally bequesting
Formal
that
bequest.
Bequestation.
my nephew Jason takes the high ground, Johnny Gadava,
Ah.
and I am going low ground.
Ooh.
To Lone Oak.
Oh, does sound like an honor.
No,
That,
you.
Lone Oak, that fucking stand
Stop listening.
owes me.
It owes you the biggest buck of your
How big's
life.
the metal stand?
Keep going to it though.
I get it.
How big's the metal stand?
I know where high is.
There's
It hasn't
Papa
moved.
Don's.
Same spot, just metal
What's the
now.
question?
Is the
Beer
metal
and
stand
then
big
scoop.
enough for Jason? Because I've been in some metal stands that are, you pull that bar over and it's tight.
No, he's gonna do a hell of a lot better there than
Okay.
other places, I think.
All right.
Oh.
So you go up the gravel road.
Yep.
and
Same
then
spot
the
as.
opening where the dead trailer is at.
Yep.
You veer to the right and
Stay
hit
on
the
the
wood.
ridge.
Hit
Up
the wood
there
line
back
Yep.
about 30
and follow the
yards.
wood line on the high hill,
Yep.
And it's
and you'll see the.
Yeah, you'll
like
see
you
it.
would buy at
Is it in the
Gander
same
Mountain.
spot as
Very
the
close.
old
Yep,
high?
identical.
Very close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
identical.
yeah.
So
Okay.
trailer, veer right.
Yep.
You'll-
Arguably
Yep.
one of the best
I like
spots
that.
to
That's
sit in
easy.
the whole
Get
damn-
off the quad
Don't
Oh,
drive
as-
the quad
as-
on the
yeah.
the stand.
on the ridge.
You just
No. I mean, get off the quad at the old.
That'd be really bad.
Don't ride the quad up the
It's a Honda for fuck's sake. Let's go.
Polaris.
Oh, hilarious. I thought, okay,
This argument's been happening all night.
It's right
God,
out
that's
there.
like 700 pounds of holy shit. Fucking, I want to see that.
Wait, that's me. What about the 4-wheeler?
Holy fuck.
No, I wasn't talking about the sled, dude.
Jesus Christ, Jason, you heard it.
All right.
700-pound machine.
Going down a Lone Oak.
Okay.
Jason is on the high ground.
All right.
There's still another lowland stand available down there. The Hunters meeting shall
Come in.
continue. Thank you.
Is it Kessel?
Next.
Who's the next oldest?
Corey, what you
Chelsea.
born?
Am I older than
Yeah,
Are
you?
you
Corey's-
85?
Yeah, I'm
Then
85.
you're older than me.
There we go.
Because
Wow.
you're January 85, I'm December.
Yeah, but you take precedence.
Yes. Okay.
That puts it down.
I will take hatchet handle, please, unless someone wants it better more than me.
Hatchet.
You got
Oh, that almost rhymed.
Let's do it. The brand, it's brand new.
I need to write.
Has anybody been down to Johnny's though? Like, can you see anything? Because last year you couldn't see his shit.
Yeah, you
Just because it
can.
was thick down there now?
It's super thick.
Well, that you know,
You can see the
Pollocks low you're talking about?
Yeah.
That's where I shot my deer.
Yeah, you can see the normal 35 yards.
I'll go down there.
Yeah. It doesn't
I'll
look
try
that
not to
much
shoot
worse.
you, Chelsea, I swear.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no.
I
you
might
can
come
still
visit
see
you
it.
though.
The high.
I usually end up at Lone Oak first and then Veer.
And I'll go down to Lone Oak.
Yep, and Chelsea will be low Johnny then.
The Lone Oak. Son
We'll
of
have that
a-
area
it's a fucking
covered.
stand. It's
God.
son of a goddamn.
Now if we all miss.
What the hell is happening over here?
He's angry at the stand. It owes him.
Lone Oak is such a son of a bitch stand to kick your
So
ass.
you're going to? Are you going to Asgard? Or no?
He's
Asgard.
Me?
Going to have
Hatchet
Oh, I'm
handle.
going to hatch a handle. Do you want Asgard?
Where is
I don't even know
Do
what
you
it-
want
where
an
I'm going to
Asgard?
Asgard.
You want an
Where's
Asgard?
Asgard?
Take
That'll
it
be
back.
$95.
There's people kind of.
What? Where's Asgard?
Not people open up about that.
Slash file.
Yeah, actually, I needed an Asgard.
Oh, you put it up right
On the right side of the
We're gonna
road.
get an
The
Asgard.
south side.
If you're not going, I'm going.
You think it's a good spot?
I think it's a great spot.
Ooh,
I'm
Jenny.
If you're not going there, then I'm going to Cialis.
Jesus Christ, how do you come up with these names?
You're gonna
All
go
right.
there.
Because you sit on
I'm
top.
gonna
can't
do
see
a
that much.
hatchet
Sit on top of the
handle.
old trailer,
Yeah.
and you know the
Yeah.
commercial where they're
I
sitting
think
in
it's a
the
good spot.
bathtub?
But you
Yeah.
can have Asgard, but I want Asgard
Yeah,
permanent.
I
Or
like that.
I want to guard that
We
ass.
all
We're like-
need it from time to
We're
time.
like covered.
It's your spot, but you chose a
I don't
different
think
spot.
Cialis
So
is
yeah,
right.
Dude, when you get in that stand, you're gonna be like,
Jerry
holy
went
shit, that's the
north,
best
right?
stand in the
Down
world.
north?
Well, good. Right. You should.
You do need to bring a
So
bucket.
we're
I don't have a
blanketing
bucket
then.
up there.
I thought
I'll
John's
go
North was the
North
one.
Meadow
Will that be
/
east?
North Knoll, and I'll switch between the two.
Yeah, somebody needs to go up
We're
there.
kinda
Nobody's
really,
up there yet.
Yeah,
I'll go
it's
North
Blanketed.
Meadow,
Asgard.
North Knoll.
One area, which is
Yeah, you're
I was
right.
gonna go Grandpa's,
Sorry.
but if you're right there,
I mean, there's not that far of it.
yeah,
Oh,
it's fine.
Yeah, you're right.
Go Grandpa's.
But there is a
I'll
hole.
do
The fence
away.
is covered.
Sam.
Okay, then I'll start with Papa Don's north, and I'll just move out there and then come back in.
Well,
Jerry's-
Papa Don's
Jerry's
is
got Papa
Jerry's.
He's on Grandpa's metal.
Grandpa's
So
Oh, then I'll still
you
stay
gotta
then.
go past him at
Yep,
least.
yep.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that the
So
old,
Um,
what do they call it?
North-
The old
north-
I'll drive you out to Slash Pile. Leave you
Well,
there.
Hey,
That's
Not,
fine.
not
Walk the
Grandpa
rest of the way.
Don's, but
do you not want to go on the
Asgard.
there's the other one.
You don't want
that's
to go on
down
your
the
own
hill
new stand?
to
Go
almost
on
the
your
north
stand.
line.
I'll go down to his
Yeah.
house. I'll
What
go
do you
down
call
here.
that?
Well, we go
Where is he right now?
north.
He's on Hatchet Handle. He's on,
That's a wicked good spot, dude. Hatchet Handle, I think, is a wicked good spot right now.
And I know the old man has a green. Like he's.
Yep.
He looks like fucking Gandalf. Like he's like.
He is Gandalf.
See, I want to go big middle on it.
Love you,
Do you have a
Dwayne.
new one?
Yeah.
Well, I think I was-
So
Yep.
if you go straight out, it's
I'll go
south.
big
It's
middle.
on the other side of Slash Pile.
I'll go
Is
big
the
Uh,
Main Street
Your
the new
elevator.
one?
Where am I going again?
All right.
Yes.
Big
Keep
middle.
going, Mono.
But it's way before that.
I didn't know
So
where
you know where we use where the hole is where we used to hang the deer.
Corey,
Yeah.
if you're not,
So it's
jumping on
before
it-
that.
Yeah, then you
Ready?
You know where the dozer mound is?
Up on top.
The for making the road. It's like just right by there.
There you
Oh,
go.
I know.
There you go. You're good.
Use the knee if you need.
What?
Yep.
You don't
I just
want.
have
table in front of
you. Corey, did you?
I don't
bring
want to
your
steal
phone?
your stand. Like it's a nice ass stand. So
You think you're gonna kill a deer out of it?
You got it, Unc.
He's killed
Hey,
the deer.
Papa
At
Don
least you
shot
haven't shot
4.
nothing.
No,
Out
but
of north. Which
one
is
thing
just
we can
north.
guarantee,
If
he
you're
may
not
not
going
kill
there,
one,
I'm
but
going
he will
down
shoot
south,
at one
'cause I
multiple
killed that
times.
color.
That is true.
He's very good,
Yeah.
Jason.
I won't.
Josh, you hear
that
that?
well.
It
Josh,
hasn't changed in 10 years, Jake.
Josh, did you hear that?
No, what?
Okay, good.
What's up, Unc?
What?
No, I just said you may not kill one,
West,
but you'll shoot
east,
at one multiple
west.
times.
Why do you think I have a 10 bullet clip? All you fuckers don't understand how much I can shoot.
Jason's gonna have
Josh goes hunting with a bolt
I have
action, and the clip
spent
looks like an AK.
hundreds of
and
dollars
he's
on
fucking
ammunition.
letting it rip.
hundred.
What you don't understand is the amount of bullets I can throw.
The clip
with
is
a lead.
this big.
The amount of lead that flies at
Dropping
one
off
angle.
of-
on our way up here,
Action.
he said you're gonna make fun of me when I put this clip in. It's like a banana clip. I'm like, what are you fucking AK-47?
For your
Damn
rifle.
close.
Like he belongs in
Is it 10 round?
Afghanistan.
Yeah, it's
Oh
tough.
my God.
I'm not using it though.
For a 30-06?
Yeah. No.
Why do you have a 10 round for a 30-06?
I have
Oh,
a 10
geez,
round and I have a
right.
16 round, but
Because when the tree's
And
in
it's a
his way, he
semi-automatic,
cuts
right?
it down.
Okay. Because when the tree's in the way, you gotta cut it down.
I know he's behind there. Bam, 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 bam.
they call that,
Idiocracy?
they call that
A
malt.
bad shot.
Malt.
Oh, that
Poor
was-
aim.
Josh just likes.
will get wet or muddy.
Push a couple of trucks. What the hell? Oh, that's a good ride. That's a good ride. Is this the highest point on the property by any chance?
No.
No?
It's one of the higher spots, but can't say it's the highest. There's some rise and fall knolls up in the back, and then Johnny's is relatively.
It's hard to say what the highest spot. Actually, one of the highest spots is right off our parking lot back there, back close to the road. That's a high spot.
Okay.
And then a high spot where the elbow is at the crossroads. And funny is, like I was talking, there's so many springs. That duck pond is almost always got water in it. So why is that high spot up there always got water in it?
Isn't that weird?
There's a lot of springs that do their random
Yeah,
magic.
the water doesn't always
And
run.
did you get to your island this morning?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
Good, good.
Very peaceful place for Daddy to rest.
Right, this is where we belong.
Very peaceful.
Open it up, it's amazing.
Okay, Ma.
Jerry and I opened it far enough to see the urn, and the urn is a marble and beautiful.
Yeah, got that from Don Calhoun.
Is that where it came from?
Yep.
Okay. Do we keep that?
Yep.
Okay. That's the cover, I think.
Yup.
People have all kinds of.
Yeah, they want to see.
Wow, look at that thing.
Isn't that pretty?
And there's a number on it. He had a number.
What would that number go inside? I mean, why is there a number on it?
Legalities.
Right.
Legalities.
He was processed the next day, etc. etc.
He was number 3587 in the crematorium.
Right.
Rance?
Why are you battling with that?
It's just a...
And we can take this tag off. It's all just twisty, I believe.
And it would be
This would be appropriate.
apropos.
Okay.
Bloody
Blood on
deer
the
knife.
handle, but that's all right.
Got this.
That's
Thanks,
what he'd want.
Bim.
That's right. That's right.
It was always a joy.
We're
to
not
see,
screwing off up here.
Like they come home into the shack with their bloody, they got a deer. You know, that's kind of a.
And you reached in up to their elbow
Yeah.
to get the
Dad,
crap
this one
off.
for
That was
you.
always part of the thing.
Oh,
Oh, you got
she
blood on
works.
his hands.
All right.
She's a good knife.
There
There we go. That's for you, Daddy. I'm gonna take it back to the.
Yeah, we'll do something with it. Put it in your
Here,
pocket.
how
for
about-
Todd?
How about we hammer it onto a tree?
It could even be
Although I
right
don't have a
here.
hammer, I got nails.
Well, we'll put it up here some when we have a
All right,
chance.
we'll
We'll
just
we'll hammer it on the tree here.
Yeah.
I remember them saying that the gold in people's teeth did not melt, and people were trying to get a hold of that.
Oh, Daddy, this is where you belong. I sure appreciate you boys keeping this thing going. I know that's what he wanted. And the family has got a
There's always for the kids. For the kids.
beautiful tradition here. Yeah. Dad wanted everything always to be about us, for us. And yet, he never gave it away free. We had to work for what we got, and that's how we learn. And I'm so thankful for that.
Yeah, I don't think any of you ever got a $3.
6% interest.
Free for you. How else can you remember where you're at? I love you, Daddy.
Smoking?
Thanks, Pop.
There's a lot in there.
Yeah, was. It's amazing how much there was.
You're gonna run out of guy
A man of great integrity, and his family are the same.
Wow.
Good job, TJ.
Get it on my boots.
Finish it off.
Life lessons and the attitude that you can do it. You can do it. Heads up, brother. I'm going all the way, right?
Mama, he's annoying you one last time?
No. Yeah. That's for sure.
There's a lot to them.
What you gonna do with that ball? Did the plastic bag come out?
Might. Most common.
There we go.
His way of saying, good show. I love you, Dad. Good show.
Jason, we're just packing up here on the second day opener 2020. Had a very exciting weekend for all. I opened up opener on the high metal on Pollocks High, and great view. Saw a nice, found out later buck come cruising through, probably pre 8 a.m. Right away. Had a holler from Todd. He knew it was something decent, and he basically gave a hoot my way, knowing it was headed my way, but I couldn't see what it had, but I didn't know it was your choice, so I held off. Hindsight should have pulled. Had enough of a shot, but let it go, and probably a couple 20 minutes later, Cory's pushing through on a walk. See a couple more doe, but nothing to shoot at too far out. It didn't come my direction. About to pack it up, go for a walk myself. Just threw my gloves on, was getting a little chilly, not serious, but as I was sitting there with my gloves on, looked to the left, right at the bottom of the ridge, 20, maybe 30 yards down the hill, and nice big doe comes walking up. So I square in on her, ready to pull, and not a few seconds later, here comes buck behind, and I see a very nice rack and basically slide over and pull. And he turned his face and looked at me after I hit him. Hesitated on the bolt action, forgetting I didn't have the automatic. Finally took the action, could have taken doe, but chose to try to put down the buck and then couldn't find him in the brush. Story goes on with Todd, and he ends up down in Lone Oak. The two of them stroll their way through the trail and find him. He sees the buck's hit. He takes his one shot, it goes down, gets back up, goes down again. He approaches, lifts its head, he takes another shot, gets up to him still breathing, another shot. Long story longer. It's first year for me, pretty nice to get off that list, and very nice large 9-pointer. So experience in cleaning, and it was a 3-man team job there. So Sam came in to help after I was left, as Todd had other obligations, and little high fives, and we moved on this morning. Very quiet, but I think we're all satisfied with a successful year of 2020 opener.
Hey everybody, Chelsea here, reporting in for the weekend. I started out on Crossroads on Friday morning, and it was pretty quiet for a good 2.5 hours. And so I was just kind of in the daydream zone, and I heard a couple shots go off to the east and thought, those are pretty close. Should probably pay attention here. So I started looking in that direction, and sure enough, a couple minutes later, nice doe came walking along east to west, and so I raised my rifle up. Luckily that stand has some pretty awesome sides on it, so she didn't detect me at all. And so I just had my sights on her for a while, watched her kind of walk through, waited for a good shooting lane, took a shot, hit her right in the neck, spinal cord shot, so she did a nice flip, and she was still kicking, so I took a second shot just to try to help her out. But she was down in some really thick brush, so I don't think my second shot even hit. But she didn't keep kicking after that, so it only took her a couple minutes to pass on, but it was pretty incredible. So that was my weekend. I actually didn't go out this morning on Sunday morning, because got mine done, get her done. So thank you, gentlemen, for a wonderful weekend.
Okay, this is Duane. Saturday of opener, I was on the old stand of mine that had been re-erected just to the east of my original Hatchet location, so now called Hatchet East. And again, the weather was just unbelievably beautiful. I was out there and could see both Cory, who was on Hatchet South, Hatchet Handle, and Samuel, who was on Big Middle. And as the morning went by, Samuel periodically was updating me in terms of what he saw and where he thought it was going. And sure enough, here's shots down on Pollocks Landing, and then even shots later, of course, in terms of Crossroads. And by this time, I'm starting to just stretch and feel good. And so I literally have my gun out leaning against the railing, and I'm stretched out to the point of leaning against the tree, and out of nowhere, to my left, 20 feet away, this doe bounces in and immediately is looking up at me. And for the next 10 minutes, she and I shared eye contact. And every once in a while, her ears would go up, but there was no way on earth that she was going to allow me to move in any way. Now, following that 10 minutes, she eventually started to walk around me to the north, and at that time I was able to reach down to my gun and, again, 25 yards away, shot. She kept going, so I put a second one in her, and that took care of her. So a real phenomenal experience, of course, to have that new stand in a new location and to have the opportunity to shoot that doe. That afternoon, we didn't do any hunting because it was so warm. For the very first time, we took the hides off and quartered up all of the meat. The doe that I had went into a cooler I brought along, and the buck and the doe of the other two, of Jason and Chelsea, we end up actually hauling down into the graveyard, digging a hole, and putting all the meat, of course, in plastic bags and on a tarp, and then hauling in probably about 40 pounds of ice and icing it down overnight, and that kept the meat in this 70-degree temperature, nice and cool. And then, of course, the next morning, I again went out to Hatchet East, didn't see a thing, and as I was coming in, everybody was already in process of getting the meat into Jerry's truck, and away everybody went. The last three of us were Sam, Todd, and myself, and before I was able to get going, I found out that my truck wouldn't start. In fact, it was dead as a doornail, and as that ended up, there was actually a fuse on the battery itself that went bad, and fortunately, Sam scooted into Pine City, all the way to Pine City, to get that replacement part, and I did get on the road yet Sunday afternoon. Originally was hoping that Jermayne would show up, but I actually contacted her and said no, because the next day and the day after were going to be rain and snow, and it was mean and ugly at Hermit Lake, let alone here at the hunting shack. So 2020, a wonderful experience and a great time.
That's counting now.
That's good.
Yeah, this is Todd. Got up here Friday, hunted Saturday AM at Lone Oak down in the lowland. Jason was on the high ground on Pollocks Point high ground, which now has a nice metal stand. And I actually saw a nice buck come through, but not a big rack. But he was a big muscular 3-year-old. I don't know, call it 8:30 or something. And by 9 o'clock, Jason lets fly at another deer. And so I wait, and within a minute or two, a nice doe comes by. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't think he shot at that doe, because that doe was still pristine. And sure enough, next comes by is a big buck with a nice big rack, and we'll call him a 9-pointer because he had 4 on one side and 5 on the other. And he's hobbled, so I know Jason hit him. So I have no choice but to go after him and knock him down with another bullet. And I hit him with another bullet, and he bobsledded toward the north, left of me, and dropped. And after about 10 minutes, I was sitting on my bucket, and I decided I would get up and stretch my legs. As I stood up, he got up again and moved. He's probably like 70 yards away from me at that time, give or take. And I thought, oh, goodness, I do not want to chase this big buck all over heck. And so stayed quiet and watched my clock for about 35 minutes or so, and then did a couple loops. And didn't find anything the first loop, and I was very despondent as a result. But decided I have to take another loop because I've got to meet up with Arla and Lori. And on the second loop, here I am. I took it a little wider to the left, and his head is up. and I decided he's not going to leave us today, so I put another bullet in him. And then I got closer, and he wasn't moving, but he was still alive, and I put another bullet in him. And that's kind of how that went. And he was a nice big deer. And Jason came along and helped me and helped finish out the gutting process, he and Samuel, from what I understand. And we got us a nice big deer. So that's my story for the weekend, opening weekend.
Keep running, keep running.
Yep. And I think this is Jerry.
Yep, this is Jerry Kuss coming in here at you. Oh, okay.
Come on back.
All right, here. Okay, moving over here. Hey, there we go. It's
Yep, you're good.
I am covering it up there, but anyways, the only action I got this year was first thing in the morning, about 7:40 on Saturday opener. It was on Papa Don's steel stand out there, and a couple of them snuck up on me from the west, and then hooked around and ran like heck through the brush. I took one shot at the second deer that I saw, flashed through, and ended up missing it altogether. And then shortly after that, what I think was another deer, thinking it was a buck, ran through behind and kind of chasing him. So I think it was a couple of does being scared up by a buck, but a lot of fun. Got to see some deer. Unbelievably warm weather at 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Never even put on my gloves, so had a great time.
Hi, Cory Kessel here, deer opener of 2020. Again, unfortunately, I did not get a deer. I had a opportunity Saturday morning, but unfortunately, I squandered it. I was getting out of the stand to go use the restroom, and two does hopped on by me. If I had waited another 30 seconds, I probably would have seen them before I got out of the stand and maybe got one of them. Otherwise, it was pretty eventful. We skunned a couple deer, and that was a new experience on Saturday. And it was beautiful weather all weekend, very warm. So here's the next year or another weekend. Talk to you later.
Good morning, Joshua here. Had a good weekend. Saturday morning, headed out to the new Asgard stand that Mr. Kessel has built, and it's a nice, strong stand. Very little to see. There's very little shooting lanes, but beautiful morning, and got a good eye on a deer at one point, but it was running so fast, didn't have an opportunity to even pick up the gun. So always exciting to see something. Sunday morning, went out to IKEA out by the camera and had a good sit. About half hour in, I had a doe, a real nice sized doe, come up from behind me from the south, and I just watched it for a good 15 minutes and was hoping that there'd be a buck behind it to take a shot. So just chose not to take a poke, but it was a beautiful morning. Got to see a couple of deer this weekend and had a blast.
Hey, this is Sam on 60th year hunting. Holy cow. I got to see a lot of stuff. Opener morning, I went out to Big Middle. Went there, beautiful stand, could see a lot. Did see a doe very early, probably 8 o'clock. It kind of came out of the brush. I saw it momentarily. It saw me actually before I could even get the scope up or anything, and she sauntered off towards Hatchet Handle. And then probably 2 hours later or so, I'm sitting facing due east, and all of a sudden behind me, I hear another thing coming up. So as soon as I turn around, a spike buck goes away towards poachers. So heard a lot of shooting, sounded like a lot of fun, saw 2 deer. Of course, came back and helped butcher up the 3 deer, helped Jason with his monster. I got a text from him saying, I have no clue what I'm doing. Can you come help me gut this? And I said, sure. So between him, me, and Saw that really didn't work too well, we figured it out. And it was a great time. Super pumped for Jason, first deer, and it was a monster. And gonna hunt. Then this morning I went out to Poachers. Didn't see anything, but it was a beautiful day. Don't get to hunt in t-shirts too often. So, yeah, fantastic year, and hopefully we'll either get one this evening or I'll be coming back probably third weekend too. So, yeah, great 60th year.
I don't know that we're gonna be able to lift. I don't think we can lift it.
If one person's up, we get it her.
Stay together. Woo! Yeah. Is that far enough in? Now we're gonna burn it. We're gonna cook it. Truck it all. Burn, baby, burn.
You can even build a town on it if you want to.
That felt cool.